Hi everybody and welcome back to another episode of Ride 2 here on this channel. I'm kpg-gooner here, and in today's episode we're testing out another bike from the top bikes pack of 2017, and this one is going to be an amazing one. Now this Ducati from 2017 is an absolute beast. Now I'm going to actually say this may be the fastest, best handling bike on the game. Now I haven't even tested it out yet and I'm really bigging it up, but I am excited for this one. Now this has got one of the best stats of any bike on the game, but we're going to get into that in a minute, guys. But this is going to be amazing. I cannot wait to test this one out, so let's get straight into it now. So here we go. Right guys, so we fully upgraded this awesome Ducati and it's taken up to 974 performance points, and just look at the stats: 9.9 acceleration, 10 braking, 9.9 top speed and handling 10. But just look at the power of this bike: 246.6 brake horsepower. This thing is going to be crazy. Now, if you look at the other Ducati, the 2015 model, it's slightly higher performance points, but the stats aren't as good. It's going to be interesting to see which one's better. First up, guys, we're going to do a race, and then we're going to do a time trial against that other Ducati to see which one's better. But first up, guys, I'm actually going to race this without anti-wheelie. Now, that is crazy considering it's got nearly 250 brake horsepower, but it's going to be really fun to try. Now, this has got handling of 10, so I'm expecting it, even on the standard settings, to be absolutely amazing. Let's get into the race. Right, so here we go with the race now. It's all going to be about good throttle control to try and keep that front wheel down and get that power down. It's not going to be easy, but I'm going to give it a good try. So let's try and get a good start. It accelerates really well, but just trying to back off slightly to keep that front wheel down. But this thing is so powerful, and we should get into the lead here. Slow it down. Awesome brakes. Brilliant handling, and look at that, guys, straight into the lead. And just try and hold off those other bikes, just trying to gently open the throttle and bring up that front wheel. Oh my god, you've got so much power. A little bit of showboat in there, but you can get away with it on a bike like this because you know it's so fast. Right, let's just try and settle down into this race and try and get a little bit of a lead and use those awesome brakes. Now, like I said at the start of the race, I haven't adjusted any of the settings, so we're on the standard settings. Let's see how it handles. Now, I don't think this is going to need a lot of adjustment. I think this is going to be absolutely superb, and it's just dropping into the corners. Oh god, our bike is really trying to get up the inside of me. I'm really trying to be good on the throttle as well, guys, because I know if I full throttle it, that front wheel's going to come flying up. It's got so much power. You've just got to gently open the throttle, really smooth, especially out the slow corners, and I'm managing it at the moment. But racing any of these bikes without anti-wheeling is a very challenging, but it's also very fun. And now I've been asked loads of times to try and race more without it, and that's what I'm trying to do. And again, just gently opening the throttle and managing to hold the lead in this race, and we're doing really well. So let's just try and slow it down. Look at that, it just drops into the corners nicely. I reckon this bike is going to do awesome lap times around this circuit in a time trial. Maybe we'll do the time trial with the anti-wheelie on, just to make sure we can get that power down to get the maximum speed out of it. Right, slow it down into the chicane, and that should be nice and smooth. Oh guys, this bike handles so amazing. It is absolutely brilliant. And again, I'm gently opening the throttle, not full throttling it, just to make sure I've got that power down before I start really going for it. Right, slow it down. Let's see if we can just nicely drop into this corner, and again, it is so smooth, and you just feel like you've got so much with this bike. And accelerates. It is just awesome. Let's get that front wheel up again. Yes, just a little bit more of showboating when you can get away with it. Why not? Right, let's just try and hold it around that corner, nice and smooth again. Let's try and get a little bit tighter into this corner. Again, we've gone a little bit wider, but you get away with it on this bike because the brakes are so good. The braking power is so good on this bike. It feels very solid, and I feel like I can go into the corners that a little bit faster. I think after a few races on this bike, I'm really going to hit some fast times. I'm telling you, it's not going to take me long to get used to this bike. But I haven't raced the other Ducati model. I think it's the 2015 model. I'm not sure what the difference is between the two, because that's an awesome bike as well, but it doesn't have the stats of this one. despite the higher performance points. But the other bike has got, I think, about 3 or 4 more brake horsepower. But we will check them out in a time trial. But I think I might do a drag race on this bike next, and then we'll do the time trial at the end of the video. But we're absolutely flying at the moment. Let's see if we can just hold the speed and get a nice decent lap time in round this circuit. The only thing that's slowing me down is just out the slow corners. I'm just trying to be nice and steady because I know that front wheel really wants to come up. Just being nice and gentle on the throttle again, making sure I get into a slightly higher gear before I start full throttling it. I think you need to at least get into about 4th gear because it's still going to wheelie up in those higher gears because of the power this bike has. Right, nice and smooth again. Now gently on the throttle again, just trying to get up through the gears before I open the power out, and there we go. So we're off again. Right, so we've got the power down. Let's try and be nice and smooth on this last lap and bring that victory home. Right, nice and smooth through there again onto the curb. Oh god, and not as smooth as the last lap, but again I've got away with it. I just think it needs a little bit of adjustment, just to it's understeering a little bit, but nothing major, nothing that can't be tweaked. But other than that, on the standard settings, it is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm telling you guys, this could be the best super bike on the game. I mean, this is awesome. It really, really is. And it's going to compete against a lot of bikes. I think a lot of people are going to use this probably in online races because it is so, so good. Right, let's just try and hold it. I love the styling of the exhaust. It just looks an awesome bike. Now, I mean, at the moment, I think a lot of the bikes that I do favour on this game are Aprilias, but I think this Ducati may get in that amongst those ones that I absolutely love in the game, and it might be the best one. But I'm not going to just brand that best bike on the game just yet. I mean, I'm saying it might be the best, but it's going to take a few more races on this bike against some of those other bikes, just to see how it performs against some of the others. But at the moment it's definitely up there. Right, slow it down into that corner, nice and smooth. Let's finish this race off without any mistakes. And yes, last corner, awesome. Right, we've just got one chicane to go and we should be home and dry. And it's been an awesome race. As soon as we got in the lead, there was no going back. Right, nice corner there. And let's bring that front wheel up. Oh god, just pulled back a little bit there, but never mind, we went over the finish line. But guys, that bike is absolutely crazy. It is so fast. As soon as you get that power down, it's absolutely amazing. I can't believe I've managed to race it without anti-wheelie on my first experience. That's how good the handling is on this bike, guys. The braking is awesome. So we're going to test it out in a drag race next, and then we're going to do a time trial and see what it's like against the other version, that's got slightly higher stats, and we will see which one can do a faster lap time. Again, we're not going to adjust any of the settings. We're going to do it on the standard settings, as we always do on these versus videos, and we will see which one comes out on top. Right, we're getting to the time trial in a minute. Let's go. Right guys, so here we go with the speedway circuit. We're going to do some drag racing quickly in a tournament, and I'm not going to adjust the gearing on this. I'm going to leave it on what it's set on. I haven't put it to maximum for the maximum top end. Let's see what it's like acceleration wise against some of the other bikes. And we've got to try and keep that front wheel down. Now we've put a little bit of anti-wheelie on up to medium just to give it a little bit of a chance off the start. And we do really well. Yes, it is super quick and it's absolutely killing my first opponent. I thought it might do. Let's see what sort of speed we get up to. Now this isn't going to be the maximum speed this can do on the highest gear ratio, so it's doing 198. I'm not sure what it's going to do on the highest gear ratio. It'll probably do over 205, maybe a little bit more than that. So it's a 200 plus a mile an hour bike on the highest gear ratio. But let's see if we can just get through this tournament without any bike touching us. It's all about the acceleration. You don't really hit that top end many times on the circuits on this game, so it's all about how quick you can pull off. And that was pretty quick again, and I think we've absolutely annihilated our opponent off the mark again. And this bike is, once it gets into that 4th and 5th gear, there's no going back. It is just so powerful. Like I said, I did that race without anti-wheelie and I actually didn't do too bad. But I think you may need, if you're going to do a few online races, you might want to put it on maybe low or medium, just to give you that chance, because it does, around the slow corners, it does slow you down a bit, trying to get the power down on a bike so powerful. But it's one of those things that you're either good with the throttle control and you can manage it, or you just find it too difficult, so you want to put a little bit on there just to give yourself a chance. Right, let's try and get that power down again and keep that front. See, it does with the anti-wheelie on slightly, it does still want to go up, but once you get into that fourth and fifth gear, you feel like the power's down and you can just open up fully. And again, we are absolutely killing our opponents off the mark. This is definitely going to be one of the fastest bikes to pull away, but it has got one of the highest accelerations in its category, so it was no surprise that it was going to be very, very hard to beat. So there you go, guys. I'm definitely going to maybe do this against a friend. We'll do some split screen to see what it's like, because I think sometimes the opponents on this game are not at the highest performance points, and I'll be interested to see what this is like against the other version in a straight line drag race. Maybe I will set that up very, very soon, guys, but now we're going to get into some time trials and we're going to see what this is like against the older version. So let's get straight to that now, guys. So here we go. Right, guys, so here we go with the time trial. We're on the older version now, and we're going to see if this one is any better than the 2017 model. So let's get straight to this time trial. Right, guys, we're going to race both bikes on the default settings. I haven't set up either bike to give them a fair chance, and we're going to see which one in 2 laps is the fastest. Now, this one's still a good bike, so hopefully it should be okay on the standard settings. Now, it hasn't got the braking power or the handling ability of the other one on the stats, but is that going to be shown in the race? This has slightly more brake horsepower, so let's see if I can just hold that power down. Now, we've put anti-wheelie on slightly for this time trial, just so we can get faster times around and out of the slow corners, and we can see which one performs better. So let's get a couple of laps in on this one. Hopefully I can do 2 clean laps, and then we will jump back onto the 2017 model and see if we can beat it. Now, if I can beat the time in the first lap, then we'll only do 1 lap on the other bike, but I think it's going to be pretty close. But these aren't going to be the fastest lap times. Like I said, I'm doing it on the standard settings, just 2 quick fire laps on both bikes, and we're going to see which one comes out on top. Now, at the moment, this one's feeling pretty damn decent. This is going to be a decent first lap. Now, the second laps are going to be slightly faster because you get that faster run up into that first corner. So these are not going to be the fastest lap times on the first lap, but this first lap's been pretty smooth. This Ducati, even on the standard setup on this one, is pretty damn decent. Now, I'm not sure whether you've got this one in your garage, guys. I think you can win this one on one of the I think it's one of the Invitational events. It's definitely worth having in your garage. Even if you don't want the 2017 model, I think this one's still going to be good. Right, that's just try and power it to the line, and we will see what sort of time we've got first up. So we've done a 1:43.5. That's not too bad. I have done way faster around here, obviously in a time trial, but like I say, this is just going to be 2 quick fire laps on the standard settings, and hopefully we can get that time down a bit, really taking a little bit more risks around the corners, trying to hold the speed. Let's go for it now. We've got to get that time down, because I think that other 2017 model is going to be really, really hard to beat around here. As we found out in the race, it was very, very quick, so we should be able to get some faster laps though in this time trial, just because obviously we've got anti-wheel on slightly, and it does help you get the power down out of the slow corners and not have to bob up and down, although these bikes still bob up and down even in the higher gears, just trying to get the power down. Right, let's try and slow it down. And I'm feeling the braking's it's not as good, but it's still good enough, I think. Right, let's slow it down into this section. You want to get a really fast run up the hill, nice and smooth. So we're running slightly faster at that split point, about half a second. Try and keep that front wheel down up the hill, and so we can get right to the last section in a decent place. That's smooth enough round there. Try and get through there without slowing down too much, and it got a little bit of a bob up and down there. It's so annoying when that happens, because it does slow you down so much. Right, try and keep it nice and tight. Slow it down, get nice and tight into there. That's not too bad. We've got the second down under over a second, so that's pretty damn decent. Right, try and get the power down and race it to the line and see what sort of time we manage on the first, I think the 2015 model. And yes, 142.1. Well, that's not too bad. Again, that's not the fastest I've ever done around here, but I'll take it in just 2 quick fire laps. Right, we're going to jump onto the 2017 model, and I think this is going to be really, really interesting. Is the 2017 model going to be quicker? I'm just going to go for it, guys. I think it's going to be close, but I still think that the other one's going to win. I've just got that feeling that it's just going to have that little bit better speed around the corners. Let's get straight into it now, guys. So here we go. Right, guys, so here we go with the 2017 model. The bike, I say, might be the best bike on the game. Well, we're going to find out, guys, how good it is in this time trial. So we're going to jump into it right now and see what sort of times it gets. So here we go. Right, so here we go with 2 laps on the default settings on the 2017 model. Is this one going to be quicker? Now we've got 1:42.1 to beat. That's not like an absolutely amazing time, but it's still pretty damn decent on the default settings and just in 2 quick fire laps. I think you get faster and faster as you go. I mean, some people get faster by using the Ghost. I try not to use the Ghost. I try and just race a few laps on each bike, and we will do this on all the bikes from the new bikes pack, the top bikes pack of 2017, and we're going to see. I can't wait to try the Hondas out, the SP1 against the SP2. That's going to be a very interesting battle, but we will do that very soon. Let's see if we can just control the power of this one up the hill. Slow it down, slow it down. Yes, the braking feels are that little bit better on this version. Try and hold the speed. Oh god, I went a little bit wide there, but just managed to control it. Stayed on the circuit. Doesn't matter if you grab a little bit of curb, you can get away with that without getting the invalid record. And that's pretty smooth up the hill. So this is feeling pretty damn good. I'm not sure whether we're going to be beat at that time on the first lap, but we will see if we get a faster time on the first lap than we did on the first lap on the other version. Now we got a 1:43, I think, on the first lap on the other version. Let's see if we can at least beat that. This feels pretty smooth. Slow it down again. It drops nicely into that corner. Gone a little bit wider. We need to get that a little bit tighter so we can get a little bit more speed and keep that power down and race it to the line. Now, what sort of time are we going to get on this first lap? It's going to be pretty interesting, and to the line. So we did a 1:42.8, so we're fast on the first lap. So are we going to go even faster? So we need to get it down about a 0.7 of a second to beat the other Ducati. Let's see if we can manage it. Let's try and hold the speed through there. Definitely feel like you've got that edge on this bike. Oh my god, it handles so well. It is unbelievable. It turns into the corner. I cannot wait to do a setup on this bike, guys. I reckon I can make this bike absolutely crazy fast around the corners, just with a little tweak here and there. Again, that's not too bad. You can get a nice drive up the hill. Try and keep that power down, slowly opening the throttle. Just trying to keep that front wheel down, and let's try and get a nice speed around this corner. We went a little bit wider last time. Let's try and get a little bit tighter this time. Oh, that's much better. Trying to just get a nice drive down the hill without any reaction. Try and slow it down, keep the speed, stay off the curb, and drive up the hill. And we're, oh my god, we're almost 2 seconds up on the time, so we are absolutely flying at the moment. I knew this bike would be good. Right, let's try and get a nice speed through here. Smooth, try and keep the speed up. And oh god, we've just made a mistake. Oh, that could have cost us. So we've made a mistake on this second lap. Just tapped the power on a little bit too much there, and we had a little bit of a moment at the back, but we could still beat the time. Even with that mistake, we're still under the time, so this bike could still beat it even though we made a mistake. Right, drive it to the line. Please don't let me down. I said this one would be one of the best bikes in the game, and it's going to be better than the other version. And are we proved right? Oh yes, we are. A 1:41.3. Oh my dear lord, and that was with a mistake. This bike is absolutely crazy fast, guys, and it's definitely one of the best bikes in the game. Let's finish with an endo. Up we go. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed today's episode, and we will be testing out all the other bikes in this premium bike pack. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please give it a big thumbs up and comment in the tab below, and I will see you soon for some more Ride 2 here on this channel. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and bye-bye.